And we'll come back to you, Councillor Gathergood, but Councillor Bernard,
thank you so much.
You're next. Once again, 3 years, short term. Your input has been well received by myself, not only as in the council chamber, but as a member of an RNH committee. I might have something further to say in the RNH meeting next week, so I won't embarrass you today. And the Deputy CEO can now present you with those flowers, and I wish you all the well in your sort of semi-retirement from council.
She expects a kiss too.
Would it be permissible to say a
The Mayor was going to give you, well, you are going to get the opportunity very shortly, but you're going to get the flowers first.
You might not want to give them to me afterwards.
I was told by the Deputy CEO that the Mayor was going to give you a kiss, but she's done that for him. You may now sit down. Councillor Gathergood, you're more than welcome to say anything you wish at this point in time. And whatever you say, we won't hold it against you.
We'll record it, I hope.
Well, we're going to record it.
Well, I would just like to say thank you very much. I have enjoyed the majority of the work in District Council, Community Board and District Council. It's been a learning curve. Joan Williamson made some comments at last week's Mangakino subcommittee, Mangakino Pouakani subcommittee, and she made a comment about being very measured, which I didn't respond to at the time. And she made a comment that I don't always say a lot, but I was very measured, and it brought back a memory of when I was public health nursing, and we had a paediatrician from Wellington whose name was Leo Buchanan, and I had the job of escorting him around with my supervisor around Mangakino and meeting up with various people and various families in the district. And he made the comment to my supervisor that I was very measured, and I made a fairly flippant comment about very measured. 34, 26, 34. And I'm not sure how that went down, but it was just Joan.
How long ago was that? Well, the reason I'm saying it, you could still be that looking at you from here.
Well, I can still wear those same clothes, so there you go. But anyway, just Joan mentioning that sort of just triggered that off, and I thought, okay. My work in the community, whether it be a previous life or currently, I really believe in collaboration and working in partnerships. And I've done it probably all my life. When I was a kid on the farm where I grew up, we collaborated with 3 families around who made the hay. The others had boys, I was the only girl. My job was to take the horse out, bring the horse in, take the horse out, bring the horse in when we were stacking hay. So we worked in collaboration doing all of those jobs, and these 3 or 4 farms worked together in a collaborative way. We helped them when they did their hay, they helped us when we did our hay. And so I was brought up with that, philosophy. And so I'll probably, take that philosophy with me until my dying day. So whatever, I've tried to do it here, and I think, I've always worked this way. So, and I hope, we'll see a lot of you, and I wish you all well in the elections in the next few days. So thank you for all your support, and thank you for those pretty neat presents and these beautiful flowers. And I'm going to sit down. Thank you.
Well done. Councillor Bernard, your wish is granted.
Thank you. Well, on behalf of my beloved wife and myself, thank you very much for the flowers. I might have to protect them after what I have to say. Continuing my role as devil's advocate, I have written a little speech for myself, and I ask for your indulgence. Firstly, I would like to say that it has indeed been an exceedingly immense honour and privilege to have served as an elected representative of this iconic district. Secondly, I take a sense of pride and satisfaction of my contributions as well as the achievements overall of this council. I leave without regrets, but do have some disappointments, particularly in the sense, and this is my view only, of us having created a them versus us siege mentality, where at times the interest of the community unfortunately took second place. Also, whilst I have given my best during this time, sadly and regrettably, my best was not always good enough. For example, my failure as the district's walking and cycling champion to deliver to the community the national walking cycling model community. I would also like to take this opportunity to humbly thank the Mayor, my fellow councillors, our Chief Executive and his staff for putting up so graciously over the last 3 years with my many faults, flaws and at times Teutonic quirks. I gratefully appreciate your patience. Politics for me was never about me, but always about the greater collective, namely Council, making good decisions and taking appropriate actions which are associated with sound cultural, social, environmental and fiscal governance for our districts, via the democratic process and always with the ultimate objective of improving and enhancing the well-being of our community through sustainable policies and outcomes. So if there's one thing or legacy I would like to be remembered for, besides being known as Councillor Smiley, it is my sincerest wish and desire that my departure from this chamber will be the catalyst and the conduit for the new incoming council to change its way of operation from that of a team of champions and individuals to that of one unified champion team, because only then will you be able to deliver to the people what is right and reach your possible potential. My long-held belief is that as elected representatives and servants of the community, it is our social obligation and indeed our duty and responsibility to preserve and uphold the integrity of the democratic process, its purposes and its principles, and as such are charged, once in office, to work together as a cohesive and effective unit, irrespective of personal or individual political views. This will require all of you to develop trust, confidence, and most of all, mutual respect for each other, whilst always remembering that in the end, the needs of the many and the community far, far outweigh the wants of the few or the individual. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bernard. Before I put the resolution, because I've split these two up into two different things, the second part of the resolution will become a separate resolution. Your Worship, the Mayor, you've just walked back in. Would you like to say something, sir?
Well, I'm not sure what you've actually said on my behalf, and I
thank them, but you're more than welcome to do so.
Well, look, I won't labour on it. We did have a lovely farewell for Councillor Gathergood at Mangakino. I think it was last week, with family, friends, and fellow politicians. It was a lovely evening, and it goes without saying, it's all been said before. You will be missed. You'll be missed.
You're too close to the mic.
That's better.
You will be missed specifically by people of the Mangakino area, and I hope whoever's re-elected can stand in your shoes, Elsa, because you've left big shoes to fill. Councillor Smiley, I've enjoyed working with you for a year. We've worked well together on some subcommittees, particularly the TAA. Am I still too close? No. Particularly the TAA committee, and I think we've really got inroads there, particularly with the climate that we've had with reduced flights and things like that. So to keep that, shall we say, on an even keel has been a magnificent effort, and I attribute a lot of that to you, Bernard. I hope you don't mind me using first name in this situation. I attribute that you've spent a lot of time and energy and effort in there. You are an analytical person. You have really dug deep to try and get the best for your community. So, sir, on behalf of the council and particularly from myself, I'd like to thank you for the 3 years. I am saddened that you decided, for whatever reasons, that you don't want to go forth, and hope that someone can fill the big shoes that you've left behind. So, thank you very much, Bernard.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If there's any other councillors wish to say anything, Councillor Welsh.
Thank you. Well, firstly, about Councillor Gathergood here on my right. Yes, you may rate yourself as being measured, but I think that your value to the Mangakino community in particular would be regarded as immeasurable. because and your love and affection for that community would be unassailable. But having said that, at all times I believe that you've had a district concern, and you've being a representative for Mangakino Pouakani, I believe that you've also represented the rural people fairly and responsibly as well, and I thank you for that. And Bernard, I think you've given us a salutary lesson. I'm very sorry that you've taken to heart the fact that you didn't win the model community for walking and cycling. That was nothing to do with your efforts, and because I know that a good case was put up by our organisation. It's just the competition was perhaps a little bit hard this time round, but I'm pretty sure that when this opportunity arises next time, that we'll be in a better position to learn from how that opportunity was awarded for this year, and we'll certainly be looking at the way that we preface our application in the future. And I'm pretty sure that Mr. Anderson and the CEO will have strong input into that. So I just thank you both for being on the council, and I wish you well in your retirement.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? No? All right, there's a resolution there. That the retiring Councillor Gathergood and Krzyzewski be thanked for their service to the community and to council, and that best wishes be extended to them all.
Mr. Chair, as Mayor, I would like the opportunity to move that on behalf of all the council. Oh, you've got a mover?
No.
Heckling and Blythe, I thought.
No.
Let the chair the meeting, please. It's the last one for the triennium.
2 parts.
If you don't have a mover, on behalf of all councillors, as Mayor, I would like to be the mover, sir, to represent them all. Thank you.
Second it? I'll second it. Any further discussion? I'll put the motion. All in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against is carried. We're now going to exclude the public, and I'll move accordingly. Do I have a seconder?
I'll second.
Councillor Blythe.